It's important to understand, guys, that we have three types of freedom: political freedom, economic freedom, social freedoms, right? Social freedoms is like what I get to wear, what I get to eat, what movies I get to watch. Do I get to dance? Do I get to sing? Do I get to, have express, myself in different kinds of art and music? Well, that's a cultural freedom, social freedom. Are theaters allowed? Okay. Do I get to choose? That's the cheapest freedom. Okay. And but that gets the most attention on the media, right? The economic freedom and political freedom is what makes a society prosper. And if you have political freedom, you will get economic freedom and social freedom with it. Political freedom is what you need more than any other freedom, because with political freedom you could get economic freedom and you could get social freedom. But what the Islamic Republic is going to do in this rebranding is it's going to give social freedom. It's going to give social freedom. It's going to give people some ability to say some things, and but it's not going to affect the fundamental politics of the. You get to say things, but it's not going to change anything. Your voice doesn't mean anything. You have no vote. Your vote is meaningless. It doesn't do anything. The economy will pretend to be liberalizing, but it will just go from, if the rebranding is successful, it will go from command economy to crony capitalism or state capitalism, right? It's not going to go to regulated free capitalism. It's going to go to state capitalism and crony capitalism, and it's just going to change hands from the people, powerful people within the regime under the government, to the private sector, but still under the control of the same people who were in the regime before. So meaning it doesn't make any meaningful difference, right? So similar to something that happened in Russia. The privatization was not through a free and fair process where it liberated the economy. It just exchanged hands between the, so basically the same people that used to hold them in the as a part of the government, now they hold them as this corrupt mafia like private companies that still maintain their control over the same industries. So, but it looks better, right? It looks better to the media. People are like, oh, they look at these girls with that hijab. Oh my God, look at this concert that is free. It looks better, but here's the thing: you will be able to drink alcohol, you will be able to go to concert, you will be able to sing in the streets, but you will be poor. You will be breathing in polluted air. Your roads will be your roads and your cars will still be as dangerous as before. Your economy will still be command economy and not free, and people will still, so you will be able to drink alcohol, and you might need it because you're still poor compared to the rest of the country. So you need the free alcohol and the free singing to be able to sing and drink your sorrows away, because you're still behind the rest of the world. That's not the liberty that they're not looking. The Iranian people are not just looking for the cheapest version of liberty where they just get to take off their hijab. They want liberty in in the true meaning of liberty. They want liberty as in they want to be able to choose their own destiny. They want to be able to, the right to determine their own history. That's what they want. They want to have a say in how their country is operated. They want to have a say in who actually represents them. And the only way to do that is with Pahlavi, because it's only the Pahlavi name that filters out everybody else that is trying to do a rebranding of the same old, same old. And the Islamic Republic is trying to do the rebranding with many anti-Islamic, leftist, communist, anti-Zionist, anti-imperialist minded people, because they have an understanding that they don't have the Islamic branding, but it are still is still the same fundamental anti-imperialism, anti-Zionism, anti-capitalism mentality that exists among them. But they're trying to do a little bit of less Islam, do a little bit of a more, oh, we have women rights, look, women get to speak and sing and without a hijab, but it's the same fundamental values that keeps Iran behind. And this is why the Iranian people have realized what this plan is, and they have bled for this plan not to work. So if anybody sees like, oh look, this guy has makes a lot of sense, maybe they're not that bad, let's go for them. The Iranian people gave their lives in the tens of thousands to make sure that this rebranding doesn't happen. The only way that Iran will be free is with Pahlavi. And the reason, and this is not, a lot of people don't understand why just Pahlavi, why there's no option, no other option, because the Islamic Republic has managed to create so much false opposition that looks very un-Islamic, that looks very much against the Islamic Republic as a whole. But every single time the Iranian people realize that this is with the Islamic Republic, this is part of the plan of the Islamic Republic, so that the people who are now in power could continue staying in power. And every single time the Iranian people have said no, and they have realized that the only name that will never be able to be rebranded or be used as a way to keep the Islamic Republic alive is the Pahlavi name, because the Islamic Republic is allergic to the Pahlavi name. And that's, it's not just because they love Princess of Pahlavi, it's also because of the allergy and the disgust that not just the Islamic Republic, but these leftists have to anything that is Pahlavi related, is why the Iranian people have realized that by making the branding and the leadership of the revolution Pahlavi, they automatically keep everything that is a disease for Iran out. It's an automatic filtering of all of the vile and all of the three corruptions that the that the Iranians people identify as part of the same ideology of the Islamic Republic. The mullahs, the leftists, and the MEK. The Pahlavi name automatically filters them out because they themselves don't want to be associated with Pahlavi. That's why the Pahlavi name has so much utility beyond having a really able leader with the right values and the right team and with the right plan. Beyond all of that, just the name itself, just the brand itself, works as a filter that the Iranian people can trust to know that none of that virus is going to make it in, because they're going to keep themselves out as long as you're Pahlavi. Does that make sense?
And it's exactly how they got into power in the first place, wasn't it? The Islamic Republic.
Right. Yes, exactly. Guys, the fundamentals of the Islamic Republic is not Islam. The fundamentals of the Islamic Republic is anti-Americanism, anti-Israeli, anti-Zionism, isolationism, and command economy. These are the fundamentals of the Islamic Republic, and Islam just works so well for anti-Americanism, anti-Zionism, isolationism, and command economy. It just works so well to be able to do that. But the people in power within the Islamic Republic, they are willing to completely rebrand, but keep those fundamentals, because those fundamentals makes them money, makes them billions and billions of dollars. And those fundamentals will not go away until the whole system collapses.
And can you briefly explain what a command economy is?
A command economy is when you have a centralized authority decides who controls what, in what amount. They decide the prices. They decide the supply. Basically, taking the free flow of goods and services out of the hands of the people, who are freely choosing what they want and how much of each one of them they want, and how much they want to produce, how much they want to buy, how much they want to sell, how much they want to trade, instead of the market itself, the wisdom of the crowd deciding that, which is the best way to get the highest amount of prosperity in any society. You get that all of those decisions into the hands of a few, and those few will use it to enrich themselves and slow the economy down and keep the keep your society backwards, keep your country back. But it's good for keeping some few people at the top very rich, but it basically is the fastest way to reach poverty, to bring poverty to a society, to a country. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.